Hello everyone, FPL Spoiler here. In today's episode, we'll talk about the best players from FPL after the first 3 rounds. We'll take into consideration what we saw, stats, the fixtures, the rotations. So if you enjoy the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn notifications on so you don't miss any video. Here we go. We start with the goalkeepers, and here from top 5 I picked 4 of them. I started with Sanchez, then with Raya, Vicario, and Pope. Sanchez is a great option because Chelsea looked solid in defense, and the only defender from Chelsea that I like, it's obviously Cucurella because he's a guaranteed starter. The rest of them can rotate. Now, Raya also, if you think about Arsenal best defense in the league, apart from Gabriel right now, you don't have any stable defender, and also Gabriel can get into rotation because now they have Hincapié. The fullbacks can rotate, so if you want something in defense from Arsenal, obviously Raya is the best option. Now, the third and the fourth option, I picked Vicario because of the fixtures and also because he's a great goalkeeper. He saves a lot of shots. And Pope because I like the way Newcastle defend. Okay, they conceded 3 goals against Liverpool, but Liverpool is the best attacking team. And also, if you look at the goals, 2 goals were when they were down 1 man, sorry. And the first goal was from far out. Also, the second goal was kind of lucky. It was a rebound. And the third one, it was a nice one, but it was a defensive mistake. Again, they were playing in 10 and they were chasing the victory, if you remember, because they come back from 2-0 to 2-1 to 2-2. Yeah, so I really like Newcastle defense. Obviously, here you have some defenders that you can pick, like Livramento, like Burn. But I think this is the 4th best goalkeeper. And then now you have Dubravka for the 4 million, like a cheap option if you want. So I included him also here as honorable mention. Now, if we think about transfers, we need to wait to see what is going on City because Donnarumma can be a decent pick if City improves in defense. Again, at City there is a lot of rotation, so if City becomes a great defensive team, Donnarumma will be the best player to pick from them. Now, we move to defenders, and I didn't mention these 3, but I think Chalobah until we get hard UCL matches is fine, but he can rotate if Chelsea has bad fixtures. These 2 are also rotating. So, I mean, Timber is fine if Ben White is still injured. But in the next games, Arsenal doesn't have easy matches. I think just Nottingham is an easy match. So, from Arsenal, I picked Gabriel. Gabriel is a guarantee starter, and he also has the goal threat. The second one I picked is not here on the top, but we saw what he was able to do with DEFCONs. I picked Virgil. Virgil for DEFCONs and also a goal threat. And sometimes, maybe once to a season, we will see some assists because you saw he has the great long ball pass. The third, I picked Munoz and Lacroix. Obviously, any Crystal Palace defender is nice. You can go Mitchell, Richards. I mean, Crystal Palace is one of the best defending team. So depending on your budget, you can go Richards if you want. I think Mitchell, I would skip. I would go for Lacroix. So it's Richards, Lacroix, and Munoz mainly. Guehi also for this budget is nice. So Crystal Palace defense is right there on top. Senesi, obviously because of DEFCONs. Senesi, I think he picked Defcons in all the matches, so the way his team play, they play very aggressive, so even with easy matchups, he can get Defcons. Also some clean sheet. I mean, they managed to clean sheet against Spurs, which is great team. And he is 4.6 million, a great price. I picked then Cucurella from Chelsea. I mean, the obviously choice from this team. I picked Livramento and Burn from Newcastle. I think Newcastle is great defensively, and also Livramento I like more because we saw that they can play 5 at the back, and Livramento is wing back in the 5 back. And I picked Gudmundsson and Rodon from Leeds. I think Leeds is from the cheaper options. Leeds is the best in defense. And I picked also from Spurs because of the fixtures. I picked Pedro Porro and Van de Ven. You can argue that Romero is also there because he has Defcons and he's a captain. He will not get subbed off. But I think Van de Ven is cheaper, and also Van de Ven has more goal threat. So these are the defenders. Now we move on to the midfielders, and if we see here, midfielders didn't really return this year. Obviously, the first choice I picked is Semenyo. Enzo, I picked him also, but I cannot say he's same level as Semenyo. Enzo, I think, is very contextual. I think Enzo is insane value if Palmer doesn't play. So, because it's on penalties. And I think when Palmer doesn't play, Enzo is more like a box crasher because João Pedro is a shadow striker. Palmer is not like João Pedro in the 10 role. He is more like a playmaker and cut off Enzo from going forward. But still, Enzo has the, I think, left-sided corner, and Chelsea were greater corners. So Enzo and Caicedo, both great options. Now Caicedo has almost guaranteed Defcons. He's one of the best midfielders at this area, so you'll get kind of guarantee for 5.5 million, and also low selection when he scores, when he assists. You get a lot of advantages. So I picked him also from Chelsea. Now, from Liverpool, I picked Gakpo. Now, Gakpo only if he will start in the new configuration, which I think he will start. I think Isak and Ekitike will split the minutes. I think we know that Isak cannot play 3 matches during a week. So if they have a match Saturday, a match in Champions League, and then another match next Sunday, I doubt Gakpo will play. I doubt Isak will play all 3 games. I think at least 1 game Ekitike will come, and I think Gakpo will be the main starter. If Gakpo will be the main starter, he is the best option from Liverpool. Why I say Gakpo is much better than Salah is not only about the price. I say because, I mean, only if he starts. Remember, if he doesn't start, and we saw Ekitike is going on the left, and and Isak will be the main guy, and he will split minutes with Ekitike. Now, obviously, Salah is the option for Liverpool. This is why I put Salah in that draft, because Salah is the guarantee. But if Gakpo starts, if we see him, he's constantly in the first 11. Gakpo is much cheaper, and also Liverpool tend to play more on the left. Ekitike drift left more, Wirtz drift left more. I don't know. We need to see if he starts. But again, if you wildcard, I think Salah is the way to go, because you have the guarantee. You cannot risk putting Gakpo and then maybe see Ekitike will be the left wing and Isak will be the main striker. Now we move to Everton, which is a great attacking team this year. I don't like them defensively, but in attack they showed a lot. And we have 3 options. all three are great. Grealish, Hall, and Ndiaye. From all three, I think Ndiaye is the better one because he's on penalties, and also he has more goal threat. I mean, Grealish has more assist threat, but Ndiaye has more goal threat. And Hall is obviously is the cheaper option if you want to 5 million. I think he's the best 5 million midfielder at this point. Now the next one is Paqueta, and I think in general West Ham looked well going forward. They are terrific in defense, but going forward they showed that they can score. Even with Chelsea, they scored one goal, and one of goals were cancelled because of the offside. But they showed they can score. So Paqueta has that passion for this team. Also, extremely low selection, 5.9 million. I mean, I think Reinders, I think Caicedo, I think even Hall are better options than Paqueta. But if you want diversity and you need to squeeze one player there, Paqueta is an option. We move then to Reinders. I said basically he is a CM that plays as a box pressure. He's the most advanced CM from City. But I'm a little bit concerned about the rotation, because if Foden comes back into the team, Guardiola said that Foden will be more central this year. Obviously, I think Reinders is ahead of Bernardo Silva, but we know Guardiola with the rotation. I put him a little bit down. Now I picked also Kudus because of the fixtures. Johnson is great also, but I think the minutes are in favor of Kudus because of the fixtures. Both of them are fine. And I picked also from Crystal Palace, I picked Sarr, but he's injured and he has a long injury. We need to wait and see what is going on him. Obviously, this is the ones to watch. Now, some honorable mentions. I'd say Burnley, it's a honorable mention. Why I say here, Burnley is decent going forward. Sunderland also is fine, but I think from Sunderland, the striker is a much better option. What's happening with Burnley? Why I like Burnley? Because defensively they are bad. And when you go down, you need to go and attack and recover. And we saw this with Manchester United, which is not a terrific team in defense. They managed to almost clean sheet against Arsenal, so they are not so bad. So if you need cheap options and maybe, I don't know, you want to have players from different teams and you want to squeeze in Burnley, you can squeeze one of these. But I think Dubravka is the way to go with Burnley, because he's the only goalkeeper that plays at 4 million. Now we move to attackers, and basically attackers are the reason I am top 100%, because I managed to pick João Pedro, Haaland, and Ekitike into the team. And the reason I picked them is because all these teams play for them, in my opinion. You'd say maybe Chelsea doesn't play for João Pedro, but if you look the way they play, João Pedro is the main guy, even on 9, even on 10. On 9, he does well I don't know how to say, but the pivot role. He can get the ball, make one dribbling, pass the ball. So João Pedro is the main guy for Chelsea in this season, in my opinion. And when Palmer doesn't play, he comes out in 10. He's a shadow striker. He does basically the same thing he does at number 9, but he is more on the number 9 is more advanced, obviously. We saw also on corners that he's a goal threat. I mean, he has everything, João Pedro. And also the price, 7.7 is a great price. Haaland, the best striker in the league by far, the best expected goals, and City plays for him. The way City plays is concentrating in Haaland. It's very hard to score a goal without Haaland right now. Maybe Marmoush long shot, maybe, I don't know. Oscar Bob taking 1-1-1 and then shot, but most of the goals will be Haaland at City. And the third one was Ekitike. But right now, I don't think he's a great option. Ekitike, it was a great option at the start. Fantastic player. And now it's hard to pick from Liverpool forward because Ekitike and Isak will share minutes. I mean, I'm pretty sure at some point Ekitike will not be a starter and Isak will take the place. I mean, I think the main Liverpool squad will be Gakpo, Isak, and Salah, but there is a risk where you can see Ekitike, Isak, and Salah. So this is why I'm a little bit concerned with Gakpo. And this is the reason why Gakpo get into the list and now Ekitike doesn't get into the list. Ekitike, I maybe like him as a free hit against Burnley. I think he will start against Burnley. Maybe he will start against Everton also, but I doubt he will be full game. I think Isak will come at some point as a sub. So now Ekitike is not on the list. And the third option, I think it's Gyökeres. Next 3 fixtures are not the best, but then from game week 7, he has great options. I mean, it's a must from game week 7, Gyökeres, even if he doesn't start well. But we know that Gyökeres, he will be fantastic against weak teams and he will be pocket in the most important teams. And I say this as an Arsenal fan. Now, Richarlison is not on the list because we have Kolo Muani, we have Solanke. I mean, the competition is insane here. We bring on Wood. I mean, Nottingham is nice going forward. We saw them. They managed to create a lot of chances. It's not as good as we imagined at the start. But I also consider bringing Wood against Burnley and I think it's against Fulham. I don't remember exactly game week 6, but he has great game week 5 and 6, and I put him as an option here also. The next one is Mateta. Obviously, people will argue that Mateta is better, but now Mateta doesn't have the that Sarr in his team, and I think Crystal Palace will struggle more in attack than Nottingham will struggle. Another option, which is not so popular, but I think Evanilson is a great option. His team is looking absolutely great in attack. They play high pressing. Each game is counter-attack versus counter-attack. It's like you see a lot of situations when Bournemouth play. So I think he's also on penalties. 2.2 selection is a nice one to pick. Also decent pictures in my opinion from game week 6 or from game week 5, I think. I don't remember. No, from game week 6, he can be a pickup also. I like him. And then the cheaper options are Thiago and Foster. And it's clear, as I said with Burnley, they will concede goals and they need to cover with goals. So basically, at some point, if you concede goal, you need to go forward, score, and Carnage Burnley is not bad in attack. We saw that this team is decent. So Foster can be a cheaper option. I put him on the wild card option, but also if you choose on that wild card, Thiago is nothing wrong. This was the episode for today. I hope you enjoyed. Please tell me your opinion about the best players in FPL right now. And in the next episode, we will talk about the transfers from Game Week 4. We will react at the most sold players and the most bought players. Have a nice day.